Hello everyone, my name is UltimoFive, and today we are going over the Redeemer Prime, the Bladed Scattershot. The Redeemer Prime is the Prime version of Redeemer and was released alongside Akshagara Prime and Mesa Prime. In order to obtain the Redeemer Prime, one must open a variety of relics that contain the blueprint, blade, and handle in order to make it at the foundry. Requires a mastery rank of 10, comes with 2 V polarity slots plus a V stand slot, and because of this the builds on this weapon will require 2 Forma, but you will need 3 Forma for the heavy attack build set. And the Redeemer Prime excels in medium crowd slaughter against all factions in high leveled areas. The Redeemer Prime has a lot of buffs when compared to the original Redeemer. These stats would be higher normal base damage, higher charged base damage, higher critical chance, higher normal status chance, higher charge status chance, a higher attack speed, higher critical multiplier, and an adjusted damage fall off. Advantages for the weapon would be that it has a high overall status chance, an innate multi-shot of 9 pellets, innate 1 meter punch through, high critical chance, and shots have a chance to stagger, knock down, or ragdoll enemies. Disadvantages, however, for the weapon would be that the shots have linear damage fall off. The elements for the Redeemer Prime against the Corpus would be Toxin or Viral. Toxin deals 50% base damage per second over 6 seconds, and stacks indefinitely with each instance having its own timer. The build's flex slot is Prime Fury and is great. The weapon easily deals with all Corpus enemies no matter if Toxin or Viral is used. However, Toxin can be a bit more beneficial with enemies that have nothing but shields, and Viral helps a bit more against Corpus enemies with alloy armor such as the Bursa. The elements for the Redeemer Prime against the Corruptor and Grineer will be Viral. Viral amplifies health damage by 100% for 6 seconds and stacks up to 10 times for a total of 325%. The build's flex slot is Prime Fury and is also great. It is a bit weird to use, but essentially the player can choose to either get close to the enemy to get slash procs to help against the faction's armor, or can stick their distance and melt them down with Viral procs. The elements for the Redeemer Prime against the Infested will be Gas or Viral. Gas deals 50% base damage per second for 6 seconds in a 3 meter radius and stacks up to 10 times to a total of 6 meters. The build's flex slot is Prime Fury and is just amazing. Gas works extremely well in just destroying the Infested faction due to the weapon's innate blast damage, dealing with the fossilized units, and the gas just melting everything away. Meanwhile, Viral is practically the same scenario, except it doesn't have huge damage over time gas clouds to kill off everything. The elements for the Redeemer Prime with the heavy attack build set will follow Toxin for Corpus, Viral for the Corrupted and Grineer, and Corrosive for the Infested. The flex slot for the Corpus will be Virulent Scourge, and the other build flex slots will be their Smite faction mod. These builds are for those who want to utilize the amazing one-shot capabilities of the Redeemer Prime's heavy attack. Along with that, these builds can be taken anywhere, just like the normal faction builds, and completely demolish those who stand in your path. However, the weapon ends up dealing with smaller crowds of enemies or single targets rather than medium crowds. Fever Strike and Smite mods, in place of their Prime counterparts if one doesn't have them. Fury or Quickening, in place of Prime Fury if one doesn't have it. Prime Pressure Point and True Steel in place of their sacrificial counterparts if one doesn't have them. Gladiator Might, in place of the build Smite mod if one doesn't like using faction mods. Sacrificial Steel in place of Prime Fury if one has an Arcane Strike to benefit them, but requires one more Forma, which synergizes with the heavy attack build set. And Berserker Fury in place of Prime Fury if one would like more attack speed but has to get 2 kills to get it. There are several ways to enhance critical stats and damage for this weapon. For instance, for damage, Rhino's Roar, Valkyrie's Warcry which bolsters attack speed in turn increasing DPS, Nova's Molecular Prime which makes all sources of damage increase by 100% against primed enemies, Mirage's Eclipse mixed with her Hall of Mirrors as a massive damage bonus during the Dare and Light, Saren's Toxic Lash mixed with her Spores abilities, Wisp's Haze Reservoir which bolsters attack speed in turn increasing DPS, Equinox's Rest and Rage and Dayform makes targets more vulnerable to damage, Volt's Speed which bolsters attack speed in turn increasing DPS, and Chroma's Vex Armor when health gets damage increases weapon damage. For critical stats, Harrow's Covenant can add up to 50% critical chance and 200% on headshots. Theodarza Kavat with Cat's Eye can give a 60% critical chance boost, and Samita Kavat with Charm can give a 200% crit chance. Arcane Strike, on hit, 15% chance for 60% attack speed to melee weapons for 18 seconds. Arcane Fury, on critical hit, 60% chance for 180% melee damage to melee weapons for 18 seconds. And Arcane Blade Charger, on primary weapon kill, 30% chance for 300% melee damage for 12 seconds. When you get your hands on a Riven for this weapon, the flex slot to replace will be what was previously discussed before. This may require one more Forma, and in order to maximize damage output with a Redeemer Prime, one will need to get lucky and get some nice stats. My ideal faction stats would be critical chance, critical damage, fire rate, and negative finisher damage. For heavy attacks, my ideal stats would be initial combo, critical chance, critical damage, and negative finisher damage. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more guides on Warframe, please click the like and sub buttons to let me know. And as per usual, I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.